So before we started the podcast, we were talking in the living room, and you and Asa agreed on something. So with you, this is what I noticed when it comes to work. You cry when you're not working, but when you finally do get work, you cry even more.
Yeah.
You're never happy
Yeah.
with what you have. Like, explain to me that process and why that happens.
Okay. I cry right when I don't have work because I want to work. Okay. And I cry when I have work because it's usually work I don't necessarily wanted to do, but that's what's given to me.
But then when you're doing the work you want to do, you
I still cry.
because you're scared that that's the last thing you're ever going to do.
Yeah.
That I get it.
I'm never happy.
So when are you
I'm the
winning? When
same.
do you feel like you're winning?
I just discovered this recently. I'm winning when I'm looking back in hindsight.
Okay.
Like I can be happy for myself 3 years ago, but at the time it was all anxiety of like either it's going to disappear or it was so slow that should I get a job, or I was so busy that I was having a nervous breakdown because I never got time off. Like it was I never was like, oh, I feel like really cool right now.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, I can be happy for myself.
That's true. That's true. I do that a lot. Like I remember, I missed that when I remember when I was doing that thing I missed. I was complaining the whole time. I was spitting on the ground,
Right.
telling the people to fuck off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out of my
Like
face.
in disbelief that people are asking so much of you.
Yeah.
A perfect example is let's say he was offered an audition, offered to read for a part. He'll then come home, cry, and be like, "What the fuck? Why do I even have to audition still?" So then they'll say, "Okay, don't audition." They offer him the part. And then now he's pissed because he's like, well, I don't even know it. I should have auditioned so I can know the part better. So he flip-flops so much that I never know when he's actually happy. So I always ask him,
Never.
what makes
No, but
you
I'm
happy?
going to say this.
what is
I'm going to
the-
say this right now. All right? I love you guys. Okay, shut the fuck up. I love you guys. Okay? I want to say this
That's
right
the
now.
kind of I love you that I was talking about.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. For real.
Yeah.
But I love you.
Carry on.
Love on Netflix. On Netflix.
But I have to honestly say, doing love
On Netflix.
On
is I am not even kidding you, is the closest I've come to actually loving what I'm in.
Wow.
Why? Like, what do you think is about it that allows you to feel that way?
Because it's the first time where they asked me to come in and talk about who I am as a person, and they wrote the role around me. You know what I mean?
True
So it's
narcissist.
Yeah, like
I'm
all
being-
narcissistic
not only that, right? But it's also like, it's Judd Apatow, right? It's, these people Paul Ross, people that I like.
Good writers,
right?
yeah.
Great writers. And my friend Dave King is a writer there, and it's like I show up and I go, can I say it this way?
Cool.
And they go, yeah, say it that way. However it feels natural. Whereas you could do most things like, no, say it exactly the way you fucking wrote it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll do it that way, but it's not fun, right? So it's like, and also I'm around Gillian, which all my scenes are with Gillian, and she's so cool. She really is. She's like the nicest person I've ever worked
She
with.
seems really cool.
She's like so cool, and she's fun, and she makes me laugh, and she's like, yeah, like no issues, no
Easy.
Hollywood.
She's easy.
She's easy,
Yeah.
right? So I think this is the only thing. I mean, Mad TV was fun, but that was a shit show. I mean, in retrospect, it wasn't, right? But
In retrospect.
at the time, right, people were saying that Mad TV is SNL's bitch, right?
Yeah.
Mad TV was so much funnier.
I understand that. People say that. But when you left Mad TV, like when I did, and you left SNL, you could see the difference between the love.
From casting?
Yeah, it's like, you leave SNL, we'll get you're in movies, deals, this and that. You leave Mad TV, you're waiting in line at auditions, right? And you're going on the road, and you got nothing going on.
So you could really see it.
You know what I mean? I mean, and now thank God for Keegan, and Jordan, for Key and Peele, and Ike Barinholtz's success, and Will and Alex Borstein. All these guys, after Mad TV have paved, really good careers, right? And they're credible, entities now. And it's like, they did that. I think they changed the perception, But at the time, we were like fucking, Hmong.
Oh shit, God. At least it was full circle.
So do you think it's possible that it's not even? Because I think for me, the unhappiness is like deep inside of me. I don't think it's anything that's like, I don't think the outside world can affect it. I think I'm just always going to be unhappy about what's going on right now. But do you think for you, is it possible that literally like this is just the first time you've ever really liked your role?
I think so, because he's a tough read, man. Just this past week alone, he's actually gotten a lot of offers, and I've never heard him cry more in my life, more in our relationship
Like
than last week.
cry?
I mean, he'll say things like, I love you. Okay, I'll love you,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But I'm going to say what you said last night. Okay. He'll say things like this. He's like,
Okay.
I don't
Wait.
Are there rules to this?
Shut the fuck. No, shut up for a second. Okay. I love you, but shut the fuck up.
On Netflix, season 2.
Yeah. All right.
can I just say it?
I'm if you bring up Harrison Ford,
I will.
no, I don't know.
Oh, do it.
If
Come
you
on.
bring up Harrison Ford, I'm gonna snap,
Snap. I'm okay with that. You've snapped on me all week.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
I'll take my chance.
and I'm gonna have to. I have a position that I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Right.
I want to hear both sides.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Wow.
so last night, he's like, I don't even know why I have to memorize these lines. I was like,
No,
well,
that's not what I said.
Let it go.
And-
Let it go.
Yeah,
That's not what I said.
Word for word, he's like, I don't understand why I
Not
have
word
to.
for word, because that's not what I said.
Because he had difficulty with one sentence, and he was getting frustrated. So I was like, well, that's what the writers wrote, so that's what you have to read.
Right.
And he was like, well, Harrison Ford and Marlon Brando would tell writers to be like, I'm not saying that. I'm like, yeah, except, sweetie, you're not Harrison Ford or Marlon Brando.
Before they were them, though.
But he thinks he can.
No, what I'm saying is this,
Do
right?
you know that for a fact, though?
Yeah, I know that it's like Harrison Ford doesn't want to say certain things, so he just makes it more clear the way he wants to say it, and he says that stuff. I think that's a known fact, right?
Oh, really?
And he's always been like that. Yeah. Okay.
But doesn't that just depend on the director? Like some directors will allow that.
That's
and some
why.
don't?
That's why you don't see Harrison Ford in an Aaron Sorkin movie, because Aaron Sorkin's writing is
Very
you have to say
particular.
everything word for word, right?
Who's Aaron Sorkin?
He did
The Social
The
Network.
West Wing,
West
Social
Wing.
Network.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very fast paced.
All right, guys like David Fincher, right? He does a million takes, right? And I mean, from what I heard, Jake Gyllenhaal, right after he did Zodiac, didn't want to work with him after that because it was a
Oh.
nightmare, right? Because
I
he had to
think
do 1,000
I think
takes.
I've heard an interview where he said that.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you were
so
a
my
writer
point
of
is
them-
that if it's Jake Gyllenhaal's right? I'm not saying I'm as talented as him. I suck. Let's just throw that out there. I'm a bad actor, and I don't even deserve to work. Okay, let's just put that out there.
Oh, God,
Okay,
no one's
just listen to
saying
me
that.
right now.
You're just
Okay,
not Harrison
but what I'm saying,
Ford.
I'm not saying that either. Okay, what the fuck I'm saying? I'm sorry for yelling. What the fuck I'm saying is this: is that if Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't want to do a David Fincher movie, he has every right not to do one.
True.
Right? Because he doesn't want to work in that environment, right?
Okay.
All I'm saying is that, you know what I mean? There's a line that I have a difficult time saying. I just feel like I want to say, I can't say that.
So you're saying you shouldn't have to?
I tried this morning.
But that's like
And what
literally
happened?
the
They just
job.
said no.
I
Yeah,
tried it
that's-
60 times today, right? Because I'm not Harrison Ford, right? And I'm not Jake Gyllenhaal or any of these people, right?
yeah.
So I have to show up, right? And do exactly what they wrote. And I wasted an hour of time trying to get this one line out. And, you know what I mean? I sweated and I was embarrassed.
What was the line?
'Cause you could feel the crew, like everyone just like the pressure.
It was like, if it wasn't for this leg length discrepancy disorder, I'd be right beside him.
You said it perfectly.
that was
I understand that, but that was between four other, like a line in
Yeah,
up
I
front
already forgot
and
it.
3 lines in
Yeah.
back,
It's a
and you have to
tongue
say
twister.
it fast, right? Because I'm on a computer saying
Oh,
it
got it.
from a guy like looking up too, right? So I just couldn't do it. All right, and I love the show's great. It's just that one line, and I did it for the show, and I have to shoot on the show. I'm doing Son of Zorn on Fox, and I'm gonna show up Thursday, and I'm gonna do it again. And I love the show, I love the people, but I fucked up, and I don't know how to say that line, and I feel bad about it. But it's like, you know, I just last night I just said, why can't I just say it the way I want to say it? And then we got in an argument about it.
It wasn't that
I
big
could
of-
see both sides though, because like on one hand, I think yeah, it's like whatever is written, like that was the vision, and you're literally just the vessel.
Right.
and-
So if you were a writer, like, would you want people to read it word for word because you put in the
Hell
effort?
yeah.
Same here.
Definitely. Like, I don't like being misquoted ever. I can't even imagine if I wrote something for people to read. If they changed it, I think I'd murder them.
Right.
But I can also see how it's like, if you're having such a difficult time saying it, like, why can't it just be something
I mean,
else?
I changed it
don't
to
know.
okay. What the thing is that I said I was born with one leg shorter than the other,
Okay.
right? So it's a condition. So I said it that way. So it's not as if I'm not telling the joke or the
You're changing
point.
the story,
Right,
right?
right. I'm saying it the way I know how to say it. So if you wrote something, right, 99% of the time, I'd probably say it the way you wrote it. But there'd be a couple of lines where like, I want to say it like this because it doesn't come natural. And you would want the best fucking performance from me.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true too. You do want it to like be the best.
You want it
that
to
can
roll
be.
off his tongue.
That's all I'm saying, okay? And I love the show, Son of Zorn. I love Love. I love what I'm doing right now. And I'm grateful for the work, okay? So I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay.
All right?
Ball.